Hey there everyone, this is Joe in general, your resident reason and evidence enthusiast. It's your weekly Bitcoin price analysis update. It is Thursday the 28th of September 2017. Almost 6,000 subscribers now, 5,937. Welcome to all the newbies. Of course, I'll be talking where the Bitcoin price has gone in the last week, but in particular where it's gone in the last few days, because every now and then in between my weekly Bitcoin price analysis, I do another one if there's something interesting in the price that I want you guys to see. And I did a video here three days ago entitled Head and Shoulders, where I talked about a potential pattern that may play out, of course not guaranteed, but I said it was potential and what the price would do. So I want to talk about that very quickly, and then we'll go to where the price is now, where we may be going in the very short term, or at least what the price targets are. So this is the video from 3 days ago, the Head and Shoulders video. You can just go check it out yourself if you like. We're talking about this Head and Shoulders pattern, left shoulder, head, and the right shoulder. And if this pattern plays out in its entirety, and for it to play out in its entirety, you would need to see the price come back down to this neckline right here. This neckline right here, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline, have to come back down here, pierce below it, and then you would very likely see after that a retracement down to an equal distance between one of these lows and this high back down to here. So you kind of measure that distance, or the distance from there to there, for example, or there to there, and then you take your starting point from one of these points, and then you measure that same distance down. Now it equaled around about that to that low of 2,972 US dollars, of course, and that's the Bitstamp exchange, and we're using the bitcoinwisdom.com website. But as I said, it was only potential. I think I said potential a number of times. I said it may not play out, of course. We would need to see it break this neckline for it to play out. But what we may see is instead, a consolidation through time, or we may have a price rise, and that would then invalidate the whole Head and Shoulders pattern. Now, I think most of you understood that I said potential a number of times. I had one disgruntled customer, one disgruntled subscriber who is now an unsubscriber, and that is completely their choice, and that's more power to them, and that is fine. But there was a little bit of a comment exchange on this video, so if you check it out, I guess you can see what was said. But I think I made a very good case against what that person was saying. Anyway, now interestingly, what I wanted to talk about was with this is Head and Shoulders pattern. What we'll do, actually go to the live price. So since right here, and this is the live price right now, here's that left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. As of course you can see, and you've been following the price, of course, the price did not break down to the neckline. We had a quick rise all the way up to currently 4,246 US dollars. Woo, welcome. Higher prices, and congratulations to all. So, as I said, we did not see that breakdown in price, and we did see a higher price and pretty quick moves as well. Now, interestingly, my good mate over at Money Charts, you should all be subscribed to Derek at Money Charts. He does excellent in-depth technical analysis on Bitcoin, precious metals, many different things. Been doing it for much longer than I have. And he made a video, I think it was maybe 12 hours or so, maybe after mine, or maybe a little bit less than that, after my Head and Shoulders video, talking about this, the similar thing. He said he'd noticed, this big Head and Shoulders pattern here, but really smart guy. What he saw, he actually punched in further, and if you check it out, let's see if we can find it. Go into the 1 hour. He actually noticed a potential inverse Head and Shoulders pattern. Now, if you can see it right here, so as you can see here, this is the one I was talking about, the left shoulder, the head, and this as a sort of giant right shoulder, right? And here's the point where it didn't break down to. But if you punch into right here, let's see if you can see this. This is the one that Derek was talking about. Here's an inverse, or a potential inverse Head and Shoulders pattern, which he was talking about. So there's the left shoulder, there's the head, and there's the formation of the right shoulder, right? And so just like the regular Head and Shoulders, where it's the right way around, right? Shoulder and head above the shoulder. The inverse is where the head is below the shoulder, right? It's just like it's upside down, and that would potentially indicate if the price of the right shoulder goes above and breaks the neckline, and the neckline was being right about here, as you can see. So if it breaks the neckline, then you may have a fast move up, and lo and behold, we saw that. So I didn't see that. I was kind of focused on a bit more on the macro there. I didn't see that. Look, to me on this list on the 2 hour, I wasn't looking micro enough. But right there, that's where Derek spotted a potential inverse head and shoulder. And it looks like that played out because we did see that large price rise after the neckline was broken. So well done to Derek for finding that one out, whereas that was kind of one of these more recent videos right here. Hit subscribe on his channel. It's excellent. I've been subscribed for many years, actually, when he was doing analysis on precious metals, silver in particular. Okay, enough, I'm rambling. So we have seen a price rise, as I said, all up to currently $4,240. And we broke through this longer term downtrend line where it's coming through the point of obviously the high of 49.80 and this point right here of 46.80 roughly. So that downtrend line. And as you can see, after we came up through, after we had that failed move of failing to break down to that head and shoulders neckline, we had a quick rise right up to that downtrend line right here. Spent a little bit of time sort of umming and ahhing just around that line. You can see it's like, we're going to go, and then we finally did, right? So that's after, making a decision like that, you then tend to see a quick rise up to a next significant level. The next significant levels are, and let's talk about this micro trend line. This is the one I've been talking about for a while. Let me just get rid of that neckline one. There we go, right there. Okay, so we've been talking about this, where are we? Right here, talking about, let me go into the 12 hour. This I was just calling a micro trend line, and this is the macro trend line, or minor trend line, major trend line. So it's going through, it was about 5 major lows all the way back to June. And then it was also significant resistance at a couple of points as well. So I drew in that line. I think it still might be in play. It's a micro trend line. It's not like a major one, just a micro one. So what you may see potentially, the price, when it comes up to here, it may bounce around here for a little bit, quite potentially, and then, come back down. You never know. So that's where we could have a little bit of a price stop or a kind of hover around that price. It does tend to also coincide with this. It does coincide with this level here of 4,380. So it might sort of hover around there for a little bit, maybe retrace as well. We need to pop in the Fibonacci, and I'll do that still using from the high of 49.80 and the low of 29.72. And hey, lo and behold, look at that. When you look at that, if I pop in right here, what you'll see is there's that downtrend line right there where the price sort of ummed and ahed, but it also happened to and ah between the 50% mark from the high of 49.80 and the low of 29.72. So right there. So is it the fact that it was banging against this downtrend line, or is it the fact that it was banging against the 50% Fibonacci, linear Fibonacci level? I think you could, say either is fine. But we have broken up past the 61.8% mark right here. What you may potentially see, of course, this is always potential, is that you may come up to this micro trend line that I'm talking about, and you may retrace back down to maybe this 61.8. And then if we're going up higher from here, eventually, then obviously with the next significant level would be the 78.6 Fibonacci level here at around about $4,540, and you've got this old significant level here of 46.80 that I mentioned just before. Breaking down further from here, of course, could come back down to that 50% mark. Prices do tend to sort of range in between Fibonacci levels a lot of the time, so that could be another significant point. And I guess if we're going to really break down further from here, which I don't see, but you never know, it could happen, you've got that downtrend line right here, which it may sort of bounce up and down against. You never know. But the longer term trend, I think, personally, not financial advice, is to the upside. How long it takes to break through these significant levels here and then break through 5,000 and make new all-time highs, I don't know, and I'm not going to speculate on that, but I do firmly believe that we will be seeing higher prices within the next, I would say, month, 2 months, 3 months, and higher from there. How high could we go towards the end of the year? I'm going to stick with, for now, and I could be wrong, but I'm going to stick with, for now, this video here. 5,000, 7,000, 10,000. I'm not sure yet. It's September now. I'm not sure whether we may hit the $10,000 US mark now by the end of the year. I'm a little bit unsure about that, but I still do definitely think the 7,000 mark is definitely in play by the end of this year, possibly the 10,000. But check out that video right there. That's where I think the price is going in the slightly longer term. All right, I think I've made myself as clear as humanly possible. I'm going to leave you guys to it. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my night. So hit that big red subscribe button. It's very easy to do. Check out the rest of my videos if you want to stay updated with the weekly Bitcoin price. I promise it's really coming soon. Another mega mini crypto analysis is coming very soon. I've been promising it for ages. It's coming really, really soon, I promise. I'm probably going to talk about very likely EMC2, Einsteinium, very likely about ADEX again, because we've seen a nice little price rise, and a couple of other coins that maybe I haven't spoken about before. So I will do that within the next few days. Got a few big things coming up this weekend, but I'll try and sneak another video in. Thanks, gang. Stay safe, stay informed. Speak soon.